Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to call the May 4th meeting of the Planning Advisory Committee to order. At this point, could I have a motion to adopt the agenda? Mike Barkwell, seconded by Councillor O'Reilly. All in favor? That carries. Thank you. Is there any declaration of pecuniary interest in today's meeting? Seeing none, that's fabulous. We're going to move right into public meeting reports. As required under the Planning Act, a public meeting is being held prior to the committee making a recommendation on this application. Any recommendations from today will go forward to the May 17th council meeting. The purpose of this meeting, of this public hearing, is to allow the committee to gather information on the applications before us, to hear those wishing to make oral submissions on applications, and to allow the committee to ask questions of the applicants, interested parties, and staff. Everyone who makes a presentation at this meeting is required to provide their name for the public record. In the interest of time, the committee respectfully asks that you keep your presentation to no more than 5 minutes. When called, please turn on your video and turn off your mute and state your name. We'll begin with Oh, sorry. Just so everybody's aware, we've got Mayor Latham and committee member Jason Willick joining us on Zoom, and Councillor Pat O'Reilly and member Mike Barkwell and myself are present in council chambers. So we will begin with 3.1 on today's agenda, Plan 2022-025, an application to amend the Township of Manver's zoning bylaw 87-06 at 716 St. Mary's Road. David Harding.
Good afternoon, members of Planning Advisory Committee. I'm going to be presenting this report on David's behalf as he is no longer with us. So this is a rezoning application to facilitate a lot line adjustment. Notice of the rezoning application was circulated to all agencies and all property owners within 500 meters in accordance with the Planning Act and with council policy. The purpose of the application is to implement the zoning for a consent application, which was approved by the Director of Development Services on September 9th, 2021. The consent application proposes to sever land containing a dwelling and add it to an abutting lot to correct an inadvertent merger of title. So the larger parcel contains the dwelling unit, and that is to be added onto the smaller parcel that is right at the corner of Mount Horeb Road and St. Mary's Road. The owner is Muriel Oliver and the Department of Veteran Affairs, and the applicant is, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do the first name justice, Browen Dean, if that's correct. If it's not, my apologies. The application is contained in the Township of Manvers. Official plan is prime agricultural and environmental protection within the city's official plan. The zones are rural, general, and open space. The site size is approximately 103 acres. The benefiting consolidation would be 3.1 acres. The retained would be 100 acres. All servicing is done privately in this area here. The application conforms with the Greater Golden Horseshoe Plan, Growth Plan 2019, as it protects prime agricultural lands for long-term production. It also, for the same reason, conforms with the provincial policy statement. Again, it protects agricultural lands for the long-term version. Appendix here, the map that's shown on the screen shows the severed area, which is the area that contains the dwellings to be added to the benefiting lands. and it was be taken off from the larger farm holdings. So it creates one larger parcel, which I believe was always the intent through the Department of Veterans Affairs. The application also conforms with the city's official plan by, again, protecting prime agricultural lands and not introducing any fragmentation. Any environmentally protected areas on the city's in the city's official plan are not being impacted by the proposed severance as well. From a zoning perspective, there are a number of items that need to be dealt with. So what the zoning bylaw does is it rezones the larger parcel to an A144, which acknowledges the reduced frontage on Mount Horeb Road, and it also allows for the benefiting parcel or the newly consolidated parcel. It provides some zoning exceptions. So one is there is some height restrictions that are permitted through the zoning. Also, I think there's a garage that's existing in the front yard, and it would allow that to continue with a reduced flankage lot line. And it also allows a deck at 3.8 meters in the side lot line. And it also provides for the lot area and frontage for the newly created lot. There are no problems with the application from our perspective. It aligns with council's strategic plans for exceptional quality of life and ensures that residential uses are fully contained on a residential lot. There are no servicing impacts from this application as well. There were no comments of objection raised either by the public or any circulated agency. From this perspective, staff would recommend that the application be approved and forwarded to council for approval. Thank you.
Thanks, Richard. Does committee have any questions of Director Hawley at this time? Seeing none. Does the applicant owner or agent on behalf of the applicant owner wish to speak to the application?
The applicant Brogandine is online. If she would like to speak, press *6.
All right, we're going to move on. Is there anybody from the public who wishes to speak to this application? Anyone from the public wishing to speak to the application? Anyone from the public wishing to speak to the application? Okay, seeing and hearing none. Committee, there's a recommendation before you. What are your wishes? Councillor O'Reilly?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll move the recommendation that the report amend the Township of Manver zoning bylaw 87-06 at 716 St. Mary's Road and vacant land in St. Mary's Road, Oliver and Vac be received, and that a zoning bylaw respecting application D06 2022-007 substantially in the form attached as Appendix D to report plan 2022-025 be approved for adoption by council, and that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute any documents and agreements required by the approval of this application.
Thank you. Is there a seconder for that motion? Jason Willick. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none. Calling the question. All in favor? That carries. Thank you. This public meeting held under the Planning Act is now adjourned. We will move into 4 deputations, which we have none. Correspondence, we have none, correct, Joel? No correspondence. And we have no regular and returned reports, so if somebody would like to make a motion for adjournment, we can all carry on with our day. Jason, seconded by Mayor Latham. All in favor? That carries. Thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.